Good evening, everybody. So, I guess I am live now. Let me just check. Yeah, so, okay, good evening, everybody. Is my audio and video proper? Please let me know. High increasing intelligence, nice name. So, I think we can start off, right? I'll just wait for I'll wait for a minute more and then we'll start off. If you want to share this session with any of your friends, then do that so that other people can also join in, and then we'll probably start. Okay, I'll start at 6:09. Yes. Hello Tulsi, hello Jerry. Okay, cool then. uh, Let me just get back to the presentation first. Okay, yeah, so good evening everybody once again. Welcome back to Geeks for Geeks Computer Science channel. My name is Pradyumn Shukla, as most of you might know, and I've been taking live sessions on theory of computation on this channel for quite a long time. And in this session, I'm going to continue with the GATE previous year questions. So today I'll be discussing about the context-free languages. All right. In the last session, I took the previous year questions of regular languages. So today I'll be discussing about the context-free languages, which are a bit more unrestrictive as compared to the regular languages. Okay. So without much ado, let's start off with the session. And here's the first question for today. And first, try to solve it by yourself. If you do solve it, drop the answer in the chat box so that we can have a look that whether you solved it correct or not. Okay. So here's the first question. Which of the following languages are context free? As I told you that the complete session is going to be related to context free languages. So be sure about that you should be having a good grasp over context free grammars and context free languages. Okay. So which of the following languages are context free? These are the three languages which are given to you. Let me bring in the pen. Um, okay. L1 is equals to a की power m, b की power n, and again a की power n, b की power m. Okay, so this is the first language which is given to you, and then L2 is given as a की power m, b की power n, then again a की power m, b की power n. Okay, and in the third L3, it is simply given as a की power m, b की power n, such that m is equals to 2n plus 1. Okay, so these are the three languages which are given to you. Now what are the options which are provided? First option says that only L1 and L2 are context free. Second option says that L1 and L3 are context free, and the third option says that L2 and L3 are context free, and the fourth option says that only L3 is context free. And this question was asked in 2015. In 2015, a lot of students actually appeared, and because of that, three sets were used for the, like, in three sittings the paper was scheduled. So maybe we can expect something like this to happen in 2022 because of the COVID circumstances. But let's see. Let's get back to the question. So yeah, L1, L2, L3. Till the time if you have solved, so King Rider, he says C will be the correct answer. You mean L2 and L3 will be the correct answer. Let's have a look. whether you are correct or not. Does somebody else also have any what do I say, any guess, or but guess won't work over here. If you have solved, then you can anyways drop the answer in the chat box. But now let's get back to the solution, how you're going to approach this problem. So remember actually how context free languages are accepted, right? So one of the options might get hidden due to my head, but I hope that works fine. So yeah, context free languages, they are accepted by push down automata. Remember, if you do not know, even if you do not know, so context free languages are accepted by push down automata, right? And push down automata, how do they work? They work on the principle of stack, right? They work on the principle of stack. Okay, so we have a stack like this, and in the bottom I already have an initial symbol. I can call it Z, I can call it Z naught, whatever the hell you want to call this, you can call it. So this basically represents that I am at the bottom of the stack. Okay, this is representing, this is marking the bottom of the stack. Okay, and now when I want to see, like let's suppose let's have a look at this L1, whether it is context free or not. Okay, and I can push the elements into this stack, and I can also pop out the elements from the stack. Okay, this is basically last in first out operation. Obviously if you have a box like this, then whatever I put over here, like let's suppose I put something like A, then I put B, so obviously on the top whatever will be present, that can be taken out first, right? So that is why it is said that it is last in first out operation, because the thing which will be put in at the last, that will be taken out at the first. Okay, so now let's get back to the question. So L1 is of the form a ki power m, b ki power n, a ki power n, b ki power m. So, and given that m and n is greater and equal to 1, which means that at least a and b should be like present. One A or B should be present. Okay, so Jerry is saying B, and Aditya Tomar says C, and King Rider also says C. So let's see who is correct. So basically, in why is a context free language used? Okay, just going with the solution, don't worry about the solution. First try to understand the approach, how you're going to solve it, because you know you will never get this question anytime ahead in gate examination from today. Okay, you will never get this question. Only the approach can help you to solve the question on the final day. Okay, so you need to understand the approach. So in context free languages, we try to make the comparisons. Why is context free languages more unrestrictive as compared to finite automata languages, which are regular languages? It is because in context free languages I can make comparisons. So now try to figure out the comparisons which you have to make. Okay, so in a ki power m, b ki power n, here you have to do two comparisons. First is that this middle b and middle these two b and a should be same, the number should be same, and similarly this first a and the last b should be same. Okay, so can we do this? Let's figure out. So what can be our approach? Our approach can be, whenever you are seeing this first a's, all the a's which are occurring first, okay, just push them onto the stack. Keep on pushing them onto the stack. After a time, m number of a's you will see, and the stack will be having m a's, right? So let's suppose m is equal to 2. Let's suppose I say m is equal to 2, and let's suppose that n is equal to 1, let's say, okay, or let's say 3, so that it becomes more easy to understand. Okay, so first you will push 2 a's. Okay, now I'll remove these comparisons so that I can and also make the bigger stack so that it is easier for you to understand. So then here we have the initial symbol. Then first you will push these 2 a's. Okay, so I will push what will be the string in this case when m will be 2, n will be 3? It will be a n, sorry, not N. It will be B, B, then again A, then B, B. Okay, so now I told you that in order to compare this A and this last B, you need to push the A into the stack, right? Because when you will not push, how you will compare it with the number of B's? Okay, in order to make any comparison, you have to, like, out of the two elements which you have to compare, one element needs to be pushed into the stack, and on seeing the other element you will pop out the element from the stack. This is the whole approach of working of the PDA. Okay, so I told you that whenever you will see an A in the initial part, in the initial state, you will push them onto the stack. So I saw two A's, these two A's, right? So I will push this A, and then again I will push this A. Okay, now whenever I will see B, okay, this B, the number of B over here, these are not equal to the number of A's. I do not like the initial A's. I do not have to compare these B's with the initial A's. I have to compare these B's, these B's with the upcoming A's. Which are those upcoming A's? After these B's, I will see some A's. With them, I have to compare these B's. Okay, I don't know how it is sounding, these B's. It's quite funny, but anyways, so I have to compare this B with this A, right? So in order to compare this B, again I will push them into the stack because I want to compare them, and until now I haven't compared them till now. So these three B's, again I will push them into the stack. Whenever you are seeing a B, just push them into the stack, right? So 3B I have pushed into the stack, and now my stack looks like this, and I have reached, okay, I'll remove this M and N. Okay, so I have reached this part, right? Now I have started seeing A's, and I had to compare these B's, the previous B's, with the A's which I am seeing right now. Okay, so when I will, as soon as I will start scanning the A from here, I will start popping out the elements from the stack, because the top of the stack contains this B, right? So I will try to get the elements out of the stack because I want to compare it. So for this first A, I will remove this B. Then for the second A, I will remove this B. Then for the third A, I will remove this B. Okay, so till now you have seen all the A's for which you had to compare these B's, the B's which you saw previously. Now you are at this point. You are at this point, and this comparison is done. Remember that in a PDA, at a time you can only do one comparison. This is a very important rule. At a time you will do only one comparison. Here you can say, you might think that, okay, I'm doing two comparisons. First comparison is this comparison, the initial A's and the ending B's, and then the second comparison is this comparison which is present in the middle, the A and B which are present in the middle. But no, it does not work like that. At a time you are doing only one comparison. Although you pushed this A ki power M into the stack, but you did not compare it with anyone when you were comparing this middle B and the middle A, which we just pushed and popped, right? So at a time you will do only one comparison, and as soon as you see any language where you have to do two comparisons at one time, then that language will be context sensitive language. This is the thumb rule. Okay, this is a rule with which you can easily understand which language is context free and which language is not. Okay, so now let's get back to the question, and I was over here, this part, this middle part is done, and now I have to see these B's, these ending B's, and now I wanted to compare this B with the starting A's, right? And I had already pushed the A in the starting when I started scanning the string initially. I had pushed the two A's, so I do not have to worry now. Why? Because I will compare for every B. I will again start popping out the element. So for this first B, I will pop out this element. For this second B, I will again pop out this element. And now I am at the end of the string, which can be written as an epsilon, which denotes that you have reached the null or you have reached the end of the string. And now when you have reached the end of the string, the stack is empty, and therefore you will accept the string. Okay, so I will just recap the logic what I did. So basically, in the starting, I will remove this example. So when you will see an A, just push them into the stack. When you see a B, again keep on pushing them into the stack, because they are not same, m a ki power m and b ki power n, so you do not have to compare them. Then as soon as you start seeing these A's, start popping out the b ki power n elements from the top, and after you have reached this part, like this point, then you will start seeing these B, ending B, and then again start popping out the A's which are present in the stack. Okay, so ultimately the stack will be empty, and empty stack marks that you can accept the string. It tells us that you can accept the string. Okay, after scanning the whole string, if the PDA is like the stack is empty, you can accept that string. Okay, now so L1 is definitely context free. So although Aditya Tomar, he said that L2 and L3 will be context free, so L1 should be context free, and L1 is not present in C, so most probably C will be the wrong answer. Let's have a look at L2. Will L2 be context free? Let's see. You guys have said that L2 will be context free. Let's see. Now it is saying a ki power m, b ki power n, a ki power m, b ki power n. Okay. Now if you see closely, you might think, okay, initially I will push the A's and B's, and then as soon as I start seeing again A's, then I will start popping out, and for like this part, for this part I will pop, and all this part I will push. This could have been your approach, but this is very wrong. Why? Because you think of another case where a ki power n and b ki power m is present. In that case also, the sum of this A and this B, the elements which you are pushing, that is also equal to n plus m, and the sum of this A and this B for which you were about to pop the elements, that is also equal to n plus m. But this language is not equal to L2. So this is a wrong approach. If you were thinking like that, for this part initial, the first half part I will push the elements into the stack, and for the next half part I will pop the elements into the stack, pop the elements from the stack. So that is a wrong approach. I told you why, because they can be, the sum can be same, the number of A's plus the number of B's can be same, but I also have to match the number of A's, these number, let me remove everything so that it gets a bit clear. So I also have to compare these number of A's with these number of A's. You can't just compare this sum of A and B with this sum of A and B, right? So how you're going to do that? Let's suppose I push A when I start seeing them in the beginning. I push this a ki power m, right? Let's suppose I push it. So I'll just write a ki power m over here. I pushed a ki power m. Now when you will see b ki power n, you also have to push it, right? Because how you will compare them with the upcoming b's which you are going to say, which you are going to see. So when you will be seeing this b, then also you have to push them into the stack. So let's suppose I push them into the stack, and now you will see this a ki power n, and now you have to pop the elements from the stack. But how will you pop the element? When the top of the stack has b ki power n, if it was a ki power m at top of the stack, then our life would have been easy. We could have simply popped them out. But for now I cannot do that, because the top of the stack contains b ki power n, and that was also necessary, because if you wanted b ki power n in the stack, if you do not have them in the stack, then how you will compare them with these b's? the ending b's, right? So both are necessary. Pushing b ki power n is also necessary, and having a ki power m at the top when you are seeing this a is also necessary, and both things cannot happen at the same time, right? Because you want to compare these number of a's with these number of a's, right? You push them into the stack, so you wanted that whenever I will see these a's, I will start popping them out, but that is not possible, and this is because you are doing two comparisons at a time. As I told you that you cannot do two comparisons in the case of context free language. Okay, you cannot do it. How? I told you, right? You cannot, even if you push a ki power m and then b ki power n, then what will you pop out? How you will pop out? It's not possible. You are trying to do two comparisons. First is that you are trying to, when you will be at this point, you will have b ki power n in the stack, so you were trying to compare this and this, right? And you had started seeing this a ki power m, so that means you were trying to compare this a and this a, so you are having two comparisons at a time. So this is not a context free language, this will be a context sensitive language. Okay, so this is the wrong option, so L2 will not be a context free. Now L3 is simple. L3 is simple. A ki power m, b ki power n, simple it is given such that m is equal to 2n plus 1, and whenever you will see a pattern in the power, that language will most probably be regular language. Remember this, okay? And this language is indeed a regular language. Why? Because I know that how is the power going to change. Okay, let's suppose I have n equals to 0. In that case I will have a ki power 0, oh sorry, not 0. If I will put 0, then I will have 1, m will be 1, so a ki power 1, b ki power 0, right? And then when n will be 1, then m will be equal to a ki power 3 and b ki power 1. So basically the power of a is going to increase by 2 linearly in an arithmetic progression, and similarly it can go on like a ki power 5, then b ki power 3. So basically the number of a's should be 2 greater than the number of b's. So this is definitely following a pattern, and you can create a DFA for it. So this is a regular language, and regular languages are context free languages as well. Why? Because I hope you remember this diagram. In the innermost, this is the Chomsky hierarchy. The innermost languages are regular languages. Then after that you have context free languages, and after that in the outermost circle you have context sensitive languages, right? So whatever is present inside this innermost circle, it is also present inside this circle, right? The circle of CFL. I have not written CFL properly, but now I hope it is fine. Okay, so this is the idea. If a language is regular, then it will definitely be context free. So L3 is also context free. So L1 and L3 are context free, so L1 and L3 only will be the correct answer. Okay, C is not the correct answer. Cool. Now let's move on to the next question. Very long explanation for this, but anyways I wanted to explain it clearly. Now the second question says that you are given these three languages, 0 ki power n, 1 ki power n, then L2 is WCWR, then L3 is WWR. Okay, and you are given these here WR is the reverse of the string W, and the question is which of these languages are deterministic context free languages. Okay, so these are the options which are given to you. Which of these options will be correct? Okay, this question was asked in GATE 2014, and let's see who can solve it. If you solve it, then that's great. Try to put the answer in the chat box, and then let's see who solves this question first. Okay, first thing, till then I'm going to explain how it is going to work. So L1, okay, let's just wait for 1 minute and see who is going to solve it. Okay, you guys solve it first. I'll wait for 1 minute Until then, you guys solve it. I'll be back in 6:33. Okay, I'll remain here only, but till then, you guys solve it. I'll just get some water for myself. Till then, you guys solve and drop the answer in the chat box. I'll be right back in 1 minute. Okay. So I hope you have solved it. Jerry says that the answer will be C. Let's see whether the answer will be C or not. Okay. So now let's get back to the explanation. So King Rider also says C. So L1 is saying I have L1 is equal to 0 ki power n 1 ki power n, and this is a very popular example of a context free language, and it is going to be deterministic as well. Why? Because you do not have to, in deterministic context free languages, they are accepted by deterministic PDA. That's pretty simple. And not non-deterministic CFL will be accepted by non-deterministic PDA. So what is the difference between the two, deterministic and non-deterministic PDA? The only difference is that for one transition, for one input symbol, you can have more than one transition when you are on some specific state. Okay, you can have more than one transition in non-deterministic PDA. But over here you have to just simply count the number of 0, you will push them into the stack, and as soon as you see a 1, you will start popping them out. So obviously this language is context free. It is very similar to a ki power n, b ki power n, and we have solved this example quite a lot of times. Now let's get back to L2. So L2 says that L2 is of the form WCWR. So how it will, like, let's suppose W is AAB, then WR will be BAA, right? So the string will be AAB, and then I will see a C in the middle, and then I will have the reverse of the string. This is the kind of string which I am going to have. Now the approach will be that whenever you see a, just push them into the stack. Whenever you see a B, just push them into the stack till the time you have not seen a C. Because till the time you have not seen a C, what is the form of the string? It is WCWR, right? So till the time you have not seen a C, you are just seeing W, right? So when you are seeing a W, you just have to push everything till the time you are seeing W. And as soon as you see a C, this C is telling me that I am at the middle of the string. And now from here on, I am going to accept the reverse of the string. I am going to see the reverse of the string. So let me remove this. Just remember that it is going to be accepted by a deterministic PDA, and the stack will look something like, I will have Z, then AAB. So first I will push A, I will have AAB, and then C, then BAA, right? So when I will see this A, I will push A, then I will see the second A, I will push again A, then I will push B. Now till here I have reached. and as soon as I see a C, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to touch the stack. But from here on, whenever I will see a B and the top of the stack is B, I will pop the element from the stack. Whenever I will see an A, I will pop A from the stack. Remember, if you are seeing an A, you will only pop an A because you are seeing the reverse of the string, right? If I have at this position, if it was not B and it was an A, then at this position it had to be an A. If it was not B, it was A, if in case. Why? Because this A is telling me that I have started scanning the reverse of the string. So therefore the first element of the reverse of the string will be same as the last element of the original string, right? This is common sense. Okay, so therefore whenever you will see, let me remove everything. So whenever you will see an A, you will pop A only from the stack. So A will be popped, and then when you will see this A, again you will pop it, and ultimately you will reach the end of the string. So therefore L2 is again context free, and it will be deterministic context free. Why? Because I'll tell you why. So L3 is equals to WWR. So in WWR, till here WCWR in L2, I knew that as soon as I'm going to see a C, that is telling me that I am at the middle of the string, right? But in case of WWR, you do not know that when I'm going to reach the middle of the string, because the length of W is, it does not have any upper bound. See, W belongs to 0, 1 star, so it can be of any length. So how will you know that you have reached the end of the string? So basically you will have a non-deterministic PDA for this. How? This will be your initial state. This will be your initial state. I have already discussed this quite a lot of times, but anyways, this will be your initial state. One path will be when you will be for the case in which you will assume that you have reached the end of the string. Okay, when you have reached this part here in the middle. Okay, one path will be when you will like think that you have reached the middle. You have reached the middle. And the second part will be when you will assume that you have not reached the middle right now. So you will keep on pushing the elements of W. So here in the second path will be where you will assume that you have not reached the middle. Okay, so therefore you will have a non-deterministic PDA because you will have two. So Jerry, you message something. If that is a doubt, you can again ask it. So yeah, so that will be two paths, and two paths means you will have a non-deterministic PDA. So L3 will not have a deterministic PDA. Only L1 and L2 will be having a deterministic PDA. So therefore C will be the correct answer. Okay. So I hope you got this. If you have any doubt, please let me know. I'll just try to clear the query. Now let's move on to the third question. This question again, it says that you have three languages, L1, L2 and L3, which are given in this form. L1 is 0 ki power P, 1 ki power Q. Then L2 is equal to again 0 ki power P, 1 ki power Q, but the condition is that P is equal to Q. Okay. Then the third is that 0 ki power P, 1 ki power Q, 0 ki power R. And again you have to check that P is equal to Q and Q is equal to R. This is the condition which is given. And now the question says that which of the following is not true. Okay, so let's look at every language one by one, and let's have a look at every statement. So the first statement says that PDA can be used to recognize L1 and L2. PDA means is L3 CFL? Should not it be CSL? Yes, L3 is CFL. In this case, let me just get back. So in this case, L3 is definitely CFL. It is context free, but it is non-deterministic context free. Okay, it is CFL because as I told you, right, you will have two paths. One will be telling you that you have reached the middle, and the other path will be where you will assume that you have not reached the middle and you will keep on pushing. Okay, I'll explain it more clearly. So basically when you will assume that you have reached the middle, that means you have WWR, right? So when you will assume that you have reached the middle, then from here on you will start scanning WR and you will start popping out the elements from the stack. So in this case, you will pop the elements from the stack. And in the other case, when you will assume that you have not yet reached the middle, that means you are still scanning W, right? You are still scanning W. So till the time you are still scanning W, you will keep on pushing the elements of W into the stack. Okay, so therefore in this second path, when you will assume that you have not reached the middle, then you will keep on pushing the elements. Okay, so this will definitely be context free, but it will not be deterministic context free, because at every step you will check that whether you have reached the middle part, you have reached the middle, or you have not reached the middle. So at every point you will have two paths to follow. Okay, this is how non-deterministic CFL works, right? So now let's get back to the third question itself. So this question says, let's have a look at L1, L2, L3, what they actually are. So L1 says does not have any condition. It is simply like n, and n is a natural number, of course. So they start with 1, 2 and so on. So if I say 0 ki power p, 1 ki power q, and I do not have any such, I can also write it like p comma q belongs to like it is said that natural number, so they will start with 1. So the minimum string which you can have is 0, 1. Okay, so basically here you do not have any condition, right? You do not have any condition to fulfill, and this can easily, you can write the regular expression for this language as 0 plus and 1 plus, right? Because minimum you need to have one element. Plus tells me that one element I will see. If it was a star, if it was whole number in place of natural number, then I could have also seen zero number of zeros, right? In that case it would have been star over here, but since it is at least 1 0 I have to see, so it will be plus. So this is actually a regular language. Okay, it is a regular language, and if it is regular language, then it will definitely be context free, right? And over here in the L2, it is given that 0 ki power p, 1 ki power q, such that p is equal to q. So basically it is of the form 0 ki power n, 1 ki power n, right? So this is a context free language. So this is a context free language. So A will definitely be correct, because if it is a, I hope C is the right answer. Let's have a look. So basically in case of PDA, you need to have a context free language, and if L1 is regular, then it will definitely be context free language as well, right? So therefore L1 and L2 both can be recognized by a PDA. Okay, they can be recognized by a PDA because they both are context free. So A will be correct. So this is not true. Okay, then B says that L1 is a regular language. So it is regular language. I told you it can be shown with this regular expression 0 plus and 1 plus. So this is also correct. So this will not be a right answer, because the question says that which is not correct. Okay, then let's have a look at the third L3, because the third statement says that all the three languages are context free. Now over here you have two comparisons again, 0 ki power p, 1 ki power q, and again 0 ki power r, and you want p equal to q equal to r, and this is very similar to the form which I told you, like a ki power n, b ki power n, c ki power n. You cannot compare two things at a time, right? Because for in the stack, first you will push a ki power n, then for every b you will start popping out the element, so a ki power n will be definitely empty, and when you will see c, you will not have anything in the stack to compare. So therefore this cannot be our context free language. This is indeed a context sensitive language. So all the three languages are not context free, and therefore this option is incorrect, which means that C is actually our correct answer. Okay, and Turing machine can be, the fourth option says that Turing machine can be used to recognize all the three languages. Yes, of course, Turing machine can accept any context free language, context sensitive language, regular languages. Why? Because it is the mother of all the automatas. Okay, it can possibly accept all the type of languages, because you see that you have the, again, the Chomsky hierarchy, at the outermost you have recursively enumerable languages, and inside this you have regular language, then CFL, then CSL, and so on. You know the hierarchy. So Turing machine basically accept recursively enumerable language, and they are the most unrestrictive language. So if it is able to accept recursively enumerable, then it will definitely accept CFL, CSL, and regular language. So D is correct. So C will be our correct answer for this question. C is not true. Okay. Now let's have a look at the next question. So the fourth question comes up. It says you are given these 4 languages, all right, and this is the question that which one of the following is true, which one of them is a context free language. This was asked in 2010. Okay, and this is it's it is very related to the previous question of which we did. How? You see, if I write 0 ki power I, 1 ki power j, just have a look at the number of comparisons which you need to make. If I say I equal to z, in that case also it will be context free, because you just have to compare that the number of 0 and the number of 1 is same, right? So it will be context free. And then if I tell you that I is not equal to j, then you just have to check that they are not equal. So again, one comparison. You just have to check how many 0 you have, how many 1 you have, and then you have to compare them. Only one comparison. So this will definitely be context free, right? And this L2, I told you, if it is I equal to z, so it is of course context free. It will be of the form 0 ki power n, 1 ki power n. So L2 will definitely be context free. Then L3. L3 is again, I told you, it is following some pattern. How? It is telling me that I is equal to 2j plus 1. So this 1 is going to be constant, only the power is going to increase twice every time. So the power of 0 will increase by 2 every time, right? 2j, like it will be 2, then 4, then 6, and so on. 4 plus 1 actually, 4 plus 1, 6 plus 1, the power of I, this I will be equal to that. So it is actually following a pattern, and as I told you, whenever you see a pattern, that language will be a regular language. And if it is regular, it is definitely context free. So L3 is also a context free language. Similarly, in L4, I say I is not equal to 2j. Again, one comparison. Why? Because I is not equal to 2j, right? If I had told you that I is equal to 2j, even in that case it was context free, because for every basically the number of 0 should be equal to 2 times the number of 1, right? So for every 0, first you will push 0 into the stack, and then for every 2 1, you 2 times the number of 1. Sorry. So basically, after seeing every 2 0, you will push 1 0 into the stack, because the number of 0 is greater than the number of 1, right? If it was I equal to 2j, I am just telling you the approach. So if it was I equal to 2j, then for every 2 0, you will push 1 0 into the stack, because the number of 1 is exactly half the number of 0. So for every 2 zeros, you will push 1 0 into the stack, and then when you will start seeing 1, you will start popping out elements from the stack. So it is same for I not equal to 2j. You again have to make one comparison only, that the number of 0, you will see the number of 0, then you will see the number of 1, and you will just simply compare it, right? So L4 is also context free language, and therefore all are context free. D will be the correct answer. Okay, so I hope you got it. Let's move on. Jerry first says C and then he says D. L3 is not regular, it will only be context free. No, it is regular. It is regular. Why? Because it is following a pattern. You can draw a DFA for it. Okay, let me just draw the DFA itself. Basically, see, it is following a pattern. As I told you that I is equal to 2j plus 1. In the previous example also it was very same. Why? Because if I say 0 ki power I and then 1 ki power j, right? So let me write all these strings, and then you will see the pattern how it is being followed. So basically the number of 0 should be just 2 greater than the number of 1. Why? Because when you will put I equal to 2j plus 1, right? Put j equal to 0, you will get I equal to 1. So it will be 0 ki power 1, j ki power 0. Okay, this will be your minimal string. Then when you will put 1 in place of j, you will get 2 into 1 plus 1, that will be 3. So it will be 0 ki power 3 and j ki power 1. When j will be 2, it will be 0 ki power 5, right? 2 to the 4 plus 5, yeah. Okay, then you will have, no, C was for previous question. Okay, cool. So okay, C was for previous question. 0 ki power 1, what I was saying, yeah. Now I will have 0 ki power, what do I say, basically what I was saying, yeah. So it will be in place of 3, you will have 3 into 3, 3 to the 6, 6 plus 1, that is 7. So basically the number of 0 will increase by 2. Okay, for you can get the क्या कहते हैं, how do I call it, you can get the pattern. If you keep on going like that, you can see that the number of 0 is increasing by 2, is increasing by 2. Okay, so after every 2 zeros you will just check the number of z. If that is like increasing by 1, then you will accept it. So this will be regular language. Okay, so this question I hope you got it. Now let's move on to the next question, and I'll just try to finish them off within 10 minutes because we do not have a lot of time. But anyways, so this question says that you are given this grammar. Okay, the language generated by the above grammar over the alphabet A comma B is the set of, first option says that all the palindromes, second option says that all the odd length palindrome, third option says that strings that begin and end with the same symbol, fourth option says that all even length palindrome. But we are comparing the number of zeros and ones. Yes, can you please draw the NFA? Okay, let me get back to the question itself. I think you are right, Jerry. I think it should not be regular, but I feel like it should be regular. Why? Because I'll just confirm it, because I feel that it will be regular. Because see, as soon as you will see 2 zeros, then you will increase the number of z by 1. Okay, so basically after seeing 2 zeros, you will see the number of z, and if it is increasing by 1, then definitely that string is in our language, right? So in case of this, here you will have the difference as 1, then here you will have the difference as 2, then here you will have the difference of 3. Okay, yes, I think you are right. Why? Because I forgot that thing, that I was comparing the number of, okay, 0 1, yeah, 1 ki power. Okay, I have written z in place of 1, so that will be correct. I think that will be correct. Why? Because for every 1 you have to check. So yeah, that is correct, because there is no pattern between 0 and 1. So I was thinking of a pattern of 0, so that was my bad. I thought that I'm checking the pattern on the number of zeros, but here we have to check the pattern between the number of zeros and the number of ones. So for that, I think this will not be regular, but this will be definitely be context free, because I'm doing only one comparison with the number of zeros and the number of ones. Okay, so we need to keep track of the number of zeros and 1, and for that we would need stack. Yes, that is correct. So I thought that it won't need, I was wrong on that part, where I was thinking that I have to just check the number of 0, and that was increasing by a power of 2, because it is 2j plus 1. Okay, so but anyways, thank you for the clarification, and I accept that it was my bad, and I did not like check about the possibility of comparing the number of zeros with the number of ones. Okay, I was checking the power of number of, like I was just checking the number of zeros. Now let's get back to this question. So this question says that first let's see how, what is it actually generating. So basically either I can generate simply an A or I can generate simply a B. So this is a palindrome, first thing. Let's suppose I go with ASA, this production. So if I have ASA, then again I can go with another production. Let's say I just go with B. So ultimately the string will be ABA, and this is again a palindrome, and it is an odd length palindrome. So I am able to generate ABA out of it. So this option will definitely be wrong, right? D says that all even length palindromes, so it will definitely be wrong. And now C says that strings that begin and end with the same symbol. Can I generate a string which will like end, start and end with different symbol? I don't think so. Yes, I will generate the strings that we will begin and end with the same symbol, but they have to be a palindrome. If I say that A, B, A, this string is beginning and ending with the same symbol, but it is not a palindrome and you cannot generate it out of this grammar, right? You cannot try to generate it because at every step either you are reducing this S with an A or a B, simply an A or a B, or you are going with the two different productions, that is ASA and BSB. So for every A you are generating a simultaneously A, for every A you are generating an A, and here for every B you are also generating a B. So these two are definitely going to create a palindrome, right? So this option is again wrong, and all palindromes is not correct because it cannot generate AA. It is an even length palindrome and you cannot generate it out of this grammar. So A will not be correct, but B will definitely be correct because it is generating all the odd length palindrome. It starts with generating simply an A and then a B. So yes, B will be the correct answer in this case. Okay, this question was asked in GATE 2009, right? And let's see if we have any more question. Yes, so I probably think that this will be the last question for today. So here you are given, let's suppose I have a language L which is of the form L1 intersection L2, where L1 is defined as this language and L2 is defined as this language. Okay, and now the question is, L is what? What is L? So we will determine what L is by checking what individually L1 and L2 is, right? So in case of L1, what we are doing, I have L1 equals to A ki power M, B ki power M, and then for C, you in the middle you see a C, then you have A ki power N, B ki power N. Okay, so basically this, here we are making comparisons. I am comparing the number of A with the number of B here, and then again I am comparing the number of A with the number of B, right? So basically this is going to be a context free language. Why? Because when I will see A for this part, whenever I will see an A, I will push it into the stack, and whenever I will see a B, I will pop it from the stack, right? And then after seeing a C, again I will try to do the same thing. Whenever I will see A, I will, for this part, whenever I will see an A, I will push it into the stack, and whenever I will see a B, I will pop it from the stack, right? So this is going to be a context free language. Okay, so this is a context free language, and now this L2 is going to be a regular language. Why? Simply because you can see that I do not have any condition to follow, right? I and J and K, they are greater and equal to 0, and L, so basically I do not have to compare the number of A with the number of B and with the number of C, right? So basically L1 is, let me write it over here, L1 is a context free language and L2 is a regular language, right? So the intersection, I am talking about the intersection. So when you will do the intersection of these two languages, you will what kind of strings you are getting in L1. In L1 I have, let's say I have AA, BB, C, then I have AB, right? And then I will have n is greater and equal to 0. So in case of L2, after C, I am not seeing anything, right? I am not going to see anything. So basically, after C, I have to have n equal to 0. In this part, I have written a ki power m, b ki power m, then C, then a ki power n, b ki power n, right? So in this part, I want to have epsilon, which means nothing, right? So n has to be 0 in every case. In the case of intersection, I want to compare the intersecting language. This is for L1, and in L2 I can have anything but a ki power I, b ki power j, c ki power k, but only till C I can have anything, right? So basically till C I will have, and what will be the intersecting languages? So L1 intersection L2 will have the strings of the form a ki power m, b ki power m and c till this part only, right? And after that this will be epsilon, because if it will not be epsilon, you will not have that string in L2 if it will not be epsilon, right? So basically this is the intersecting language, L1 intersection L2, and this is definitely a context free language. Why? Because you are comparing it with the number of A's and the number of B's. Okay, this is not regular. This is not regular because for comparing the number of A's and the number of B's, you need some memory, and that memory can be infinite because it is given that m is greater and equal to 0. So m does not have any upper limit. Okay, so it will be context free, but it will not be regular. So this C will be the correct answer. And again, this question was asked in GATE 2009. So the previous 10-year questions we have covered most probably of all the context free languages. I am going topic wise, so I think tomorrow I'll cover of finite automata, I guess. But till then, with this I think I will end today's session. If you have any further doubt, please let us know in the comment box. Do like the sessions. I see that like very less people like the session. Please do like the session, share it, and if you like the session, if you actually like the session, please comment down and tell us if you had any further doubts or anything you want to say. Okay, you can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. You can share the channel with other fellow candidates who want to prepare for GATE, or even just for the university exams, right? Because theory of computation is asked in university exams as well. Can you please repeat how L2 is context free? Yeah, sure. So L2 is not context free. L2 is regular, and if it is regular, it is definitely context free. Like it will be context free. L2 is equal to a ki power I, b ki power j, c ki power k. This is actually regular. It is not context, like it is context free, but it is regular. Okay. So basically I have to check L1 intersection L2. I was not just talking about L2, right? I hope you if this question was cleared. If you have any doubt still, please let me know, because I'm going to end the session, so you can ask the doubt right now. Any further doubt, you can just go ahead and ask straight away. So should I end with the session? Probably. Yeah. Okay. So with this, I'll end the session. Thank you all for joining in. Please share this session with all of your friends. Share it on your WhatsApp, social media, wherever you want. But that should be shared, right? Because good things should be shared. So I'll meet you tomorrow, most probably. And with this,